welcome to our stream of uh, the Force Faithful. We are going to be doing a little bit of Star Wars um, hijinks, I guess is a good word, in the time of the High Republic. I'm not going to tell you exactly when because who needs exact dates with Star Wars? That's for Star Trek. Um, the streams that we've been doing all this weekend. We want to thank Telltale Hearts. Uh, we want to thank Obsidian Brews, Fluffy Goomba, everyone who put all this together to do some biopic based streams around Star Wars for this wonderful Star Wars weekend. They've been going on all weekend long, and we've been raising money for Black Girls Code. So we are still taking donations for that, for this wonderful charity that teaches Black girls coding and does all kinds of camps and workshops and other wonderful things to hopefully expand the biopic presence in STEM parts of so many industries where they are so needed to add some diversity. I am Stefan, also known on the socials as Umbral Knight X. You can find me on Twitter at Umbral_Knight X, on Blue Sky at Umbral Knight X, talking about all things TTRPG. I am a history professor who focuses on teaching the tales of marginalized groups. So you'll find me talking about that. You'll find me talking about all sorts of other fun things related to TTRPGs. I do a little bit of writing, a little bit of consulting, and now here I am running this fun adventure. So I'm going to go around real quick and have everyone introduce themselves and introduce you a little bit about their characters, and then we'll dive into our story. So I am going to kick it over to Norden. You wanna kick us off?
Introduce ourselves and our characters, eh?
Yeah,
My name is Nordin Al-Kadir. My pronouns are he, him, and today I'm playing Vrick Kasani, a totally normal, regular, I guess, Zabrak right now, Ambassador Zaid, whose pronouns are honestly anything.
how about Mr. Adup? You want to go?
Hi, I'm Mr. Adup or Adam. Tonight I will be playing Coda Ironside. That's his nickname. He is also a Zabrak. He is a little bit of the darker side of things, if you will. And yeah, that's me. His pronouns are he him.
Awesome.
Uh,
Yeah. Alex Adica, you want to go?
Sure. I'm Lex Wilson. I'm a writer and actor. You can call me Alex. My friends do, and so can you. Let's see. I'm he, him pronouns, and I'll be playing Nylarth, a Gamorrean bounty hunter slash martial artist slash gentleman adventurer.
Excellent, excellent. April.
Hi, I'm April. You can find me all over the internet as April Raygun, she, they. Not that's not on it. I forgot where to put my pronouns. But I'll be playing Toggle, the Ewok colonist.
Very, very nice. And last but not least, J2 Rudo.
Hi, my name is J2 Rudo. You can find me anywhere online at J2 Rudo, TTRPG performer, voice actor, and have all kinds of sort of things that I do here on the internet. Today I'm going to be playing Jofan Obim. He's Mel Squibb from the planet of Score 2, and he's looking forward to getting to this adventure that we're about to head into.
Very, very nice. Yeah, once again, I'm Stefan. I'm going to be the GM tonight. I use he, him pronouns. And if I just want to throw out there the cast, we've kind of gone over safety and all those sorts of things. Everyone here knows what to do. But I do want to say to everyone out there who is watching, I don't anticipate us coming across things, but we never know what's going to trigger us in the moment. So please take care of yourselves. If at anything gets too intense for you, please step away. Your health is more important than us getting some views. So please do that if you need to. All right, so I am going to kick this lovely story off. If everyone is everyone ready?
Yep.
To start things off, our viewers would see a scroll going across their screen. Um, on the edge of the core systems, the two moons orbiting the gas giant Travar have been fighting over trade routes. Arn Vandel and Vermarin each seek trade routes that favor them, and they have been at war, fighting over who has better access to these trade routes. The Galactic Senate, fearing this war spilling over into the neighboring systems, has dispatched their best negotiator, Sharis Vaughn, Ambassador Sharis Vaughn, to keep the fighting from spilling over into the system. Uh, the ambassador, on the eve of a successful negotiation, sends word to the Senate that a treaty is about to be signed. But then the Senate gets word that the ambassador has disappeared. The Galactic Senate, through certain less than official channels, assembles this motley crew used to working outside the core system, where the rule of law is less able to touch. And those who have some skills at working in the shadows might better be able to operate than official uh, members of the Galactic Senate's security forces. The crew finds itself headed towards these worlds, and most notably, they find themselves headed toward the resort world that is hosting the negotiations to see if they can find word on the senator before the fighting resumes. Yes. Okay. Did we Oh, oops. Okay. Okay. That's all right. Well, let us know when we're back up, and we'll try this again. That was a test run, everybody. Test run. No, no, All right. Well, welcome everybody. We were sorting out technical difficulties. That never happens with a stream, so we were going through that. I'm Stefan, he, him. I'm going to be the GM tonight for this fun little adventure set in the High Republic for this wonderful Star Wars weekend that we are running. I want to thank Telltale Hearts. I want to thank Fluffy Goomba and Obsidian Brews who put all this together. And we have multiple streams running across multiple channels all weekend long. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us this weekend. And so just to introduce myself, you can find me on the fun socials at on X, or the platform formerly known as Twitter, at Umbral_Knight X, on Blue Sky at Umbral Knight X. I'm talking about all things history and TTRPG and social issues and all that fun sort of thing. And so I'm going to go around and have everybody kind of introduce themselves and their characters, and then we'll dive into this fun story. So let's go again. Norden.
Hey, I'm Nordine Likadir. My pronouns are he, him. And today I'll be playing Vrick Kasani, a completely normal Zabrak, I guess, who is an aide to the ambassador. The ambassador we'll talk about in a second. Their pronouns are whatever he wants them to be at that moment.
Excellent. Thank you, Nordine. And Mr. Adup.
Hi, I'm Mr. Adup, otherwise known as Adam Teal. My pronouns are he, they. Tonight, I will be playing Coda Ironside, a grizzled Zabrak who may not be on the best side of the law in certain parts of the galaxy, and a hero of the law in other parts of the galaxy. Depends on where you are, honestly.
Excellent. Alex Attica.
Hey, everybody. I'm Lex Wilson, he, him. My friends call me Alex, and so can you. I'm playing Nylarth, a Gamorrean bounty hunter / martial artist / gentleman adventurer tonight, and I am going to have fun.
Excellent. April.
Hi everyone, I'm April Shide. You can find me everywhere as April Raygun, and tonight I will be playing Toggle, an Ewok entrepreneur that is totally here just for completely legitimate business means.
Lovely. And last but not least, JT Rudo.
Hi, my name is J2 Rudo. Go by he, him pronouns. You can find me anywhere on the internet at J2 Rudo. I'm a voice actor, TTRPG performer, and tonight I'm going to be playing Jafan Abrim. He's a male squib slicer spy from the planet of Score 2.
Excellent, excellent. So we're going to dive in here in a minute. I just want to throw out there that we as a cast have gone over our safety tools and all that fun sort of stuff to keep ourselves safe. I want to put out there that please keep yourself safe. I don't expect anything to come up, but we never know what's going to trigger us. So if for any reason you need to step away, please do that. We would much rather you take care of your mental health than see more numbers on the stream. Your mental health is important to us. So please, if you need to step away for any reason, please do that. All right, so we're going to dive into this lovely story set in the High Republic. I'm not going to say exactly when it's set because I think Star Wars works best when the dates are kind of fuzzy, you know. How long did it take Han and Leia to get to Cloud City? We don't know. It's fuzzy. Let's leave it like that. Our viewers, as we open, would see a scroll. And of course, for copyright reasons, we don't have the music, but I know everyone watching can imagine exactly the music that's playing, of course, behind this scroll. On the edge of the core systems, two moons orbiting the gas giant Tavar have been fighting over trade routes. Arn Vandel and Vamarin each seek trade routes that favor them. The Galactic Senate has dispatched their best negotiator, Sharis Vaughn, to keep the fighting from spilling into the neighboring system. On the eve of a successful treaty, the ambassador before the signing has disappeared. And now the Senate has sent a motley crew of troubleshooters used to working outside the eyes of the core systems to find the wayward senator. Here, beyond the core worlds, sometimes it is best to send those who are able to operate a little bit outside the law than it might be to send actual agents of the Galactic Senate. With war in the cards, can this crew find the ambassador before war resumes? Our view will shift from the scroll and pan to a starship approaching another one of the moons, a neutral moon where a series of resorts has been set up on the coast of a very lush jungle where the treaty signing was to be held. And this vessel carrying our crew lands on the edge of this very large but shallow sea. And behind it, you can all see a vast jungle and a coastline stretching off into the distance in either direction, and a series of hotel, casinos, resorts, and other buildings that would normally be in full swing. But one of the other reasons that this place was used as the treaty signing location is that it is the off season for this part of the world. And so there's not a lot of activity. However, as the crew debarks the vessel, you are met by a group of individuals who you would very readily recognize as ambassadorial guards, the ambassador's security detail. You've been given information that the leader of that detail is a woman by the name of Mari Inkar, and she stands in front of the group. Mari is a Chiss, and her blue skin and red eyes kind of stand out in this area, and she has a very smartly appointed uniform. Everything appears to be in order with her as she stands in front of her guards as you all descend the gangplank. What would you all like to do?
So where are we currently walking up to?
Yes, you would be walking
about-
up to Mari coming. She's at the sort of near the bottom of the kind of gangway from a vessel that you arrived on.
Okay, and as we are walking up, where are we at again? Are we going through in a hotel or what are the casinos?
Yeah, the hotels are kind of behind you in the distance, and there you can also see from the signage, you can see hotels, casinos, different resort locations. Right now you're on a landing platform that sits right out on the beach, actually, and you can see a couple of other vessels that are on this landing platform. Other than that, you can see kind of off in the distance, you can see various people who you assume are resort workers kind of going about their daily business. But other than that, you just see Mari Inkar and her guard detail are the only other people you see that have appeared to have come to meet you at the landing pad.
I think Coda just like, I feel like on the ship, like Coda just had a duffel bag next to him, throws it over like the shoulder, pulls like this, like has like a kind of large scarf tied around him, very in tune with Dune styling of
Okay.
like the like long flowing scarf, throws the hood over his Mandalorian helmet that has the horns through it, and just starts making his way towards them. hasn't talked to really anybody, has been very quiet, even though
Okay.
we've been on a trip. He is very just like, this is a job. I'm getting paid. I'm gonna go do my thing. Like,
Okay. Does anyone else say anything as you come down and kind of see this Chiss woman standing at the bottom of the gangway?
Yeah, I think Toggle will come out, and behind him, you know, the Baby Yoda floating egg thing?
Yeah.
There's like a big one, and on it are 3 crates where there are 3 tip-yips, which are chickens from the moon of Endor, where Toggle, the Ewok, is from. That's behind him with a sign that says eggs for sale. And he walks he has talked to all of you a lot on the ship, constantly offered, would you like a sandwich, would you like a egg salad, would you like just boiled egg, just trying to find the newest egg empire that he can cash in on. And walks up, hello Toggle Tidwell, it is very nice to meet you, I have eggs.
Nice. As you get to the bottom, Mari looks up and she says, looks a little confused and says, I assume you're the group sent by the Senate to help find the ambassador?
Yes, me and my friends, and Toggle will gesture to the rest of the crew as they come off.
Yeah. So seeing that Toggle is beginning to enter into a situation where it seemed like an exchange might happen, Johan is gonna kind of sort of get a little pep in his step as he's coming off the ship and actually run up to him. Yes, our eggs are very good. Want to trade?
Sure. She seems a bit flustered and looks you over and says, oh, okay. We can talk eggs, but shouldn't we be looking for the ambassador?
I'm here for the ambassador. Is that not what y'all are here for? Did I get in the wrong
Yes.
shuttle again?
No, the eggs were the cover, so no one knows that we're investigating anything.
Well, this
You
person
don't want people
has
to know
that we're investigating something, so.
Oh,
that's why we have you with us.
Oh, Mari kind of now it clicks and she nods. Yes. Oh, I understand now. Yes. Well, if you will please come this way, I will show you where where would you like to go first? Would you like to settle in? Would you like to see where the ambassador disappeared? I mean,
I would like to settle in.
all right. Yes. Well, if you'll come this way, we have rooms ready for you. And she leads you across the beach into one of the resort buildings, one of the large hotel buildings. And again, you don't see a lot of people. Mainly, you see some droids running around, kind of doing what is very obviously some routine maintenance on things. You do see a few staff kind of running around doing, deep cleaning on the carpets and that sort of maintenance that would take place kind of in the off season at a resort. And she leads you into the building and to the top floor of one of the resorts, and shows you to a very large series of connected suites. So you have essentially these rooms that are very spacious, very well appointed rooms at this resort, and they are all kind of around a central kind of common room. And this central common room has all of the amenities, a very lovely fireplace, and there are various kind of arcade style games scattered around. There's a bar. There's all sorts of amenities in this central area, and then ringing around it are the rooms that you are shown to. And she says, yes, please, any of these rooms you are welcome to use during your time here. Please get settled in, prepare yourselves, and I will be just outside. Please let me know when you're ready to start searching for the senator or for the ambassador.
Rick hasn't said anything up until this point, but while we're walking here, I'd like to take a look around get a glance at the few people we can see. How panicked is everyone?
Oh, that is a very, very good question. I am going to have you give us our first roll of the evening. And I am going to say so. Let's call that a vigilance roll. So
Okay.
whatever it shows next to your vigilance roll, or actually, I'm sorry, perception roll. I should say perception roll, since you're actively looking. So let's go ahead and whatever's next to your vigilance, you'll add that to your dice pool, and then you'll add 2 purple dice. Actually, sorry, 1 purple dice.
One purple dice.
Yes, and then go ahead and make that roll.
All
And we'll
right.
see what sort of result you get. And there it is, completely successful.
4
and
successes,
an
1
advantage.
advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a spectacular roll. You
This was
actually
the
with
boss
that
fight of
roll,
looking around.
yeah, absolutely. You were like, oh my gosh, I see all. But it's fairly evident, but you get a little bit of extra because you rolled so well. It's fairly evident that the at least the non-droid people who are going around, they do seem a little bit skittish. They you pick up that most of them seem to be going about their work, but they are kind of shooting some nervous, furtive glances in your direction as you all arrive. And they seem to be there's a little bit of confusion there about what's going on, and you definitely pick up on some apprehension about where there's just some there's some definite palpable uneasiness. And that's pretty much, again, everyone you pass other than the droids who are just, going about things as usual.
Rick looks at the others and says, "Yeah, I don't think we should be waiting around for too long. Everyone seems a bit on edge."
You're probably right. As Toggle opens 3 cages into one of the rooms and closes the door.
Okay.
I want to get to it, but I will like take a second to book appointments with all the spa droids, manicure droid, massage therapy droid.
Okay. Yeah.
Tusk,
easily done.
Yeah. Something with the tusks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Little tusk sharpening or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fair.
Cool.
Fair.
But it's for later. We're gonna do the business. I just want to make sure that I get my appointments in now.
They all need to be interrogated. They all might know something.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. This is going to take a long time. I want the deep interrogation massage.
Of course. Yes.
The deep tissue interrogation, if you will.
The deep tissue interrogation. Yes. So you all place this in your get settled in a little bit. Is there anything else you wanted to do before you set out?
I kind of want to know what just happened.
Yeah, did somebody do that to me or did I do it to myself?
On Max, if you give thumbs up or the peace sign, it has like interactions that it will do on your camera for you.
Yeah. Yes.
I just upgraded my Mac. That is so cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Amazing.
I hope it doesn't violate any of our safety tools, whatever happens when I do the peace sign.
Yeah.
I think it just does another bubble of a peace sign.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think we'll
just get it over with. No. Oh,
yeah, there it is. Now you got balloons.
this means happy birthday in Gamorrean.
Yeah,
okay.
apparently.
Sorry to distract
No,
everybody.
that's okay.
That
I didn't know that either. I was like,
It's
that's
going to
new
be a
one.
great massage. That's all I'm saying. All
Yeah,
right.
apparently. So you all get settled in fairly quickly. Are you going to go out then, I take it, and meet the ambassador? Or, I mean, her guard, the ambassador's guard? Out in the hall. So you step out there and she's just standing there in the hallway, and she said, so she lets you know, she says, well, the delegations from the 2 parties have been separated. They got into quite the shouting match on the ambassador's disappearance, each one blaming the other that they were trying to gain some advantage. So where would you like to go first? Would you like to go where the treaty signing was going to be held, where the ambassador disappeared?
Yeah, let's go. I look around and realize that I probably shouldn't be speaking for anyone else, but at the same time, I'm the one dressed as an ambassador's aide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to where she disappeared first. Take a look around before that crime scene gets further ruined, and then we'll take a look everywhere else. And the Senate thanks you for all your hard work.
She kind of nods, like kind of stoically, and like, yeah, yes, thank you. Well, this way, this way. And she leads you back out onto the beach, and leads you down along the shoreline, to what would be the beach extends kind of to the south and to the north, and she leads you south along the coastline, and maybe, oh, I would say about the equivalent of 500 meters south of the resort area. She takes you into a grotto, and you can see there are guards posted kind of at the mouth of this grotto that kind of goes back into the surrounding jungle. And she describes to you that there is a this grotto has kind of is ringed by cliffs all the way around, and that the ambassador was known before finalizing a negotiation to kind of go alone for a walk to settle her thoughts. And so Mari had posted guards along the top of the canyon that kind of rings this grotto, and then at the entrance, the only entrance to the grotto comes from the ocean side, and posted guards there. And the entrance is not terribly wide to this grotto. It's maybe only about 50 feet across. And it's been cleared, so you can kind of, if a guard were on either side of where the water comes into this grotto, they could easily see each other. And she said the ambassador had kind of gone into this grotto, which was part of the resort and was used as kind of a place where people would have parties in the little water area, this grotto. And of course, at this time during the off season, it was empty. And so the ambassador had gone back into that area. They had kind of done a sweep of the area before the ambassador went in, saw no signs of anyone or anything amiss. The ambassador had gone in. The guards waited outside, and then about an hour later, not hearing from the ambassador, they had gone in and found no sign of her. So they take you into this grotto, and you see a sort of again a shallow pool area, and there's a small waterfall that falls into this little lake that then feeds out into the ocean, and it's ringed by some jungle style flora around it, but the area around the grotto itself is kind of cleared. So there's beach area where people, would toss blankets and things like that to have events and stuff and go swimming in the grotto and stuff like that. And she says this is where the ambassador was back in this area. We're not sure exactly where she disappeared from in this grotto area, but we looked about and we didn't see any sign of her. We didn't see any sign of anyone else being in this area.
Did the ambassador have any gambling debts?
Not that I know of.
Cameras. Where are cameras?
There's none. There are none in this area.
How many exits or entrances are there to this area?
The only one is out where the water flows from this pool out to the ocean. We didn't see any signs of any other exits out of this area.
And you said it's like a grotto, right? Is there like anything over the top of this area?
Yeah,
or is
at the
it like
top of it's like ringed by cliffs, and at the top there's more jungle, and there is a waterfall kind of at the back of the grotto, and that kind of falls into this pool, and then it flows from there out into the water. But up on that comes from that cliff area that rings it kind of like in a horseshoe shape, like horseshoe shaped cliffs, and then at the top of those cliffs you have the waterfall, and then more jungle.
So can we see open sky if we like look up?
If you look up from where you are at the pool itself, you can see open sky.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big exit you missed right there. So
She's yeah, we didn't hear any sort of ships or see any wildlife fly through. I had people at the top of the cliffs. There are some areas away from the pool that we're on the lower part where there is some jungle cover there, where you wouldn't be able to see sky. But at the pool itself, you can see up.
Have we seen pictures or holocrons of the various players here, like the missing ambassador, so we can know?
Yes,
what everybody looks
100%.
like? Okay,
Yeah, you
great.
were given full holocrons of all of the players involved. So you've got images of everyone, of the ambassadors from the various delegations, and of the ambassador, and then of the key people for the resort.
How big is the waterfall? If we were playing a video game, would we think is something behind the waterfall that we could find a secret passageway in?
It's a possibility. It's a pretty decent sized waterfall. It's probably, if you were to gauge it, it's probably about 10, 12 feet wide. And then the drop from the upper tier there, the drop down to the water is probably 50 feet.
I'm gonna. Can I, on that note, extend my senses a little
Yes.
to see where was the last place the ambassador was before they were
Yeah.
kidnapped?
Well, you know what to roll for that. And I'm going to say 2 purple dice add to that roll, and we'll see what we get.
You got it. This is one of the rolls that I'm good at. Three successes.
Oh, spectacular. Yeah. So you get 3 successes, and you are drawn to an area that's kind of a little bit away from the pool, about a little bit further south of the pool, and it would be about maybe 2/3 of the way, but from the pool to the cliff wall of the grotto. You're kind of drawn to that location.
I think I see some footsteps over there. Hold on. And, this rather rough-looking Zabrak, blue-skinned with these dark black tattoos and a sharp crown of horns, kneels down to take a closer look at the last known location.
Okay. I will say that as you move closer to that area, anyone who moves closer to that portion feels, if they are sensitive to certain things,
Uh-huh.
feels kind of a bolstering of the life energies in this area. There is certainly a strong presence of the very specifically light side of the force in this area, and it feels like some sort of a natural occurrence, perhaps, here. But when you get to that area and you do look down, you can see on the ground what appear to be obviously fairly recent traffic. It's faint, very, very faint, but you can definitely see recent foot traffic in this area.
This is it. This is the last place the ambassador was. See the foot fat over here? The foot traffic, it's a bit faint, but it's there.
I think.
Jafan,
Oh, you go.
Jafan, who stands about 3 foot tall, midnight black fur, and wears a black, basically a black hoodie, is gonna go down to kind of sort of scope the foot traffic or where the footsteps were last were, as he is on the ground, kind of feeling around. Maybe Ambassador got eaten by ground. Ground ate Ambassador. Yes.
Anyone who wants to take a closer look can make a survival or perception roll with 2 purple.
Perception. I just missed survive. Oh.
I'm gonna gotta see what that's under.
It's under cunning.
I think I
There
did
we go.
good.
Yes.
Wait, nope. Why is there 2 blues? There's not supposed to be 2 blues there. If you ignore the blues, I still did good.
Yes.
Is it too late to
Still did
assist?
good.
All right.
No, it is not. If you want, you can
I don't-
just if you want to assist in this case, if you want to spend a moment to assist, then you can add a boost die to
I'd
someone.
let you do that to somebody,
Okay.
whoever wants to.
Well, then we'll count one of those blue dice that Toggle rolled.
Yeah.
We'll count the better one in this case. So
Failed a lot of it.
yeah, you got some threat, which is fun because that allows me to add some complications. So what you collectively will discover here is that you find definitely find the ambassador's footprints, but then looking closer, you were able to see some other presence of someone else being here, but it's someone who's obviously quite skilled at hiding their presence, and so you're almost not sure at first. You're like, well, is this someone else here, or no? Maybe no. There's definitely was someone here, and it looks like they collected the senator, and the senator, along with this other individual, in fact, maybe 2 individuals, moved kind of around the edge of the cliff wall, kind of closer to the cliff wall, and then started moving along its edge.
So they hugged over there, you know, the cliff, and skulked around.
I think
So
if
you
guys were to
following
look-
that trail?
I was gonna say, I think if you guys were to
Yes.
look at Ironside, he's like gripping the side of his helmet because there's just too much information of like seeing this, and the light side, just natural occurrence, is like
Yeah.
messing him up because he's very much not trained. So he's like, oh, they what? Oh,
I was
Sensory
like, they went
inputs.
this way. You good?
no, I'm fine. Sorry, new atmosphere. Yeah, and just like uses kind of the wall to like keep himself standing straight as he's just like gripping the side of his helmet.
Toggle
Okay.
hands you like a finger sandwich.
Puts it
Is
under
Kodo not
the-
feeling no well?
And I pass
Does
him a
Kodo need
flask.
medicine?
You might need something a little more.
under the helmet.
Jafan willing to trade Kodo medicine.
I'm
Kodo want medicine?
no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
What?
It's not helping with his overwhelm. Bounty hunter working alone, and all of a sudden the team
Here's
is.
everything. And he's like,
you know,
fussing
have
all
an
over
anxiety
you.
attack, and everyone's like, "You okay? You okay? You
Let's put his feet up.
Too much.
A damp washcloth.
Why don't you folks go ahead? We're Kodo and I can check the big, waterfall for suspicious things. Calm down a little bit.
Okay.
Go ahead."
So you're gonna
Uh,
follow this around.
Yes.
So you follow the trail around the edge of the cliff face here, and it's probably mid-afternoon time of day. You have some light kind of streaming through this part. You have a little bit more jungle, so but you still, it's enough where you have some light still streaming through the canopy above. It's not like total cover. As you kind of ring around the edge of things, I would like everyone to make me a vigilance roll with two dice. Vigilance is under will.
You said with two what dice?
Two purple dice.
Okay, thank you. Not bad. Oh no.
Oh, yes.
We're not
Excellent.
doing so hot. But there's always one of us who's just like, nope, it's a bad day.
So
Group rolls are not always a great idea in Star Wars. It's gonna hurt us.
yeah, it makes
Oh, I think I
things
forgot to
interesting.
add a green. Hang on.
Okay,
Yeah, you
yep.
did. It's just
Yeah.
two purples.
Yeah, you probably want. Yeah, you probably want.
Only bad things will happen to them.
That's right.
You
You know what?
probably want that. So, let's see what we got here. Oh, success. Those of you who rolled at least one success, hear the proverbial branch snap in the jungle nearby, as if something very large was approaching through this little section of jungle near the cliff.
Why is this
Anyone
the
else
off season?
Heard that? Okay. I think you're muted. Oh, you're good.
Oh, I was whispering to myself.
Oh, yeah, he was like,
I was just like, that's a good point. Why is this the off season?
I think when you say why is it off, the toggle like drops to the ground and rolls behind somebody. It's like, yep, done.
That is a good question. Why is it the off season?
Is the water cold?
No, the water is actually really nice.
Are the forests infested with massive monsters?
Yeah, would we have gotten a dossier about this planet before we landed?
You did, and you seem to recall, looking through the dossier, that there is a particular amphibious creature on this world, and that this part of the year is its spawning season. And so it will come back to shore to lay its eggs.
Life finds a way.
Yes.
And we heard it. Did we hear it like the snap like up on the cliff top?
Yes, it's up above you on the cliff, up above. Yes.
I think like Kodo just like quickly, like even head still ringing, is like, hug the wall now, just do it, trust me. And like
Okay.
just tells everybody to like, kind of like slam up against the wall under it, so if it looks down it won't see anybody.
So anybody who wants to try and hide can
Yes.
make a stealth roll, which is under agility, or any other skill that you want to try and lobby for. I would say survival would also be acceptable in this case, since you're in kind of a jungle environment.
Could I argue using the force?
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, if you want, by all means. By all means. You absolutely can.
Can I use charm? No. All right.
I mean,
What
if you come face to face with it, maybe.
Hey, big monster, maybe we don't.
So you're going to roll, make the roll that you want. In this case, you can, like I said, yeah, force would work in this case. Stealth or survival, and this is going to be 1 purple die, 1 red die.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do good.
In general, is it stronger to have like a 3 and a 0 or a 2 and a 1 if you are choosing between yellow and green?
Probably a 2 and 1. Like if you've got 1 yellow die, definitely go with that.
Okay, got
yeah.
it. Cool.
Yeah.
I did bad.
Oh no.
I did really bad.
Me too.
You got some advantage though.
I got 3 success. How many of those do
Understand.
those cover? How many failures on other people?
Those will cover some since this is kind of a group thing. Yeah, it looks like between all of you, you're ending up with 2 successes and 2 advantage
Yes.
in this case. So you are able to kind of shuttle, and you hear a grumbling sound, and you hear kind of these snapping, and you see a shadow kind of pass over of something fairly large. And some of you might even catch a glimpse of a large creature that looks like some kind of a nightmarish cross between a frog and a tiger. Yeah, yes. Yeah, Frogger, yes. It has smooth, sort of amphibious skin, but it has kind of the build of a sleek, predatory creature. And it just sort of passes across the top of the cliff, and then you hear it moving deeper back into the jungle up on top, further back into the jungle. And after a while, it gets fainter and fainter, and you can't hear it anymore.
Okay. So there are other threats, but ultimately 2 people took the ambassador, so.
Mm-hmm. So as you gather yourself, I assume you're going to keep looking along the path that you were on. You come to a section where, if you were up to approach this part of the rock from almost any other angle, you would miss it, but you kind of see a cut in the rock, not quite yet to the waterfall. The waterfall's still probably another good 100 feet away, but there's a particular cut in the rock that, when you look at it, doesn't look quite natural as the rest of the rock around it.
Going for the rock.
Let's look for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you approach, you can see that it looks like someone has very cleverly kind of carved this rock into this section of the rock face into kind of a very clever kind of optical illusion, to where if you face it from most directions, you could walk past it 100 times and not see it. But if you catch it just right, you can kind of see that there's actually a small cut that goes back through the cliff face.
And I think we found our method.
Can we slip? Can we fit into it?
What you
Very
mean,
nice.
we, Ewok?
Can I fit into... You stay here then. I'll go save them. I'll get out the door. Toggle's like now mad about it, like shoves his little round body. The fur full of sand, so it's probably like a little bit exfoliating.
Just kicking the feet behind them in the little thing.
He gets stuck midway, like
A little teddy bear just going into like a little.
So this is kind of it's a very narrow passage. It's not confining, but it's definitely not something where you can go more than single file through here.
Not to ask the obvious, but a Gamorrean can fit there too. Just
Yeah, no, absolutely.
great,
A Gamorrean,
great.
can fit, but yeah, it would be a little bit tighter for you than the others, but still not terribly confining. Just not enough to where you could probably fit two people side by side going through here, but you'd be really snug.
Great.
You might be able to do you might be able to get away with a Gamorrean and an Ewok. But yeah, it's it kind of snakes its way back into the rock. It looks like does anyone have survival at all?
I have one.
Okay. Nobody has any actual ranks in it?
I have one.
Nope.
Just one. Okay. Yeah, you would be able to very readily tell based on that one dot that this is probably that this was a natural kind of cut that was probably formed long ago by some very long dormant lava flow that once cut through this part, and then someone just kind of took advantage of that to make that kind of optical illusion entrance. And it cuts further back into the rock, and you find yourself in what is essentially an ancient lava tube that is going into what looks like a cave system. But it's obviously something that is very, very old, hasn't been active in probably millennia.
Are there any footsteps in this cave as we go through it? Like if we look down?
It's a very hard kind of rock, so you're not seeing any actual footprints in the cave at all. But what you do see is you do see kind of a luminescent moss that is kind of coating the walls and ceiling of the lava tube here that is providing light in here. It's not an extraordinarily bright light, but it's enough to see by.
I'm going to activate my comm link.
Okay.
We came on this ship with a protocol droid, right?
You did.
Hey, AN, come in.
Yes.
Wait, do you prefer AN or Fiverr?
Well, either works, sir.
Great, sure. Could you do me a favor and see if there's any geological maps of lava tubes and if they're easily accessible?
Ah, yes, checking now. And you hear some whirring and clicking in the background. And after a moment, it's all, yes, I'll send them to you now.
Thanks.
And you get a essentially 3D holographic rendering of a fairly extensive series of lava tubes and caverns that kind of ring through behind this grotto in this whole area. It seems like a pretty extensive network of lava tubes and caverns.
How easy did you find that? Like, did you look to find this? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's fairly public information, sir. Not hard at all.
And yet we were told there's only one entrance and one exit. Thanks, Fiverr.
Yes, sir.
Hey, take this. I pull out the holomap. Just pass it on to whoever's in front.
Very well. So you pass it up. So that person has the map. And what you would see is that this tube that you are in currently goes back and connects with a larger cavern. And then from there, it kind of branches off where there are connectors from that cavern to multiple other caverns throughout here. It looks like I said, a very extensive warren, the kind of place where a person could very easily get lost if they didn't have a map like you do.
If anyone can find this kind of thing, that means someone knew where the ambassador liked to go and planned this out. This wasn't like this was well thought out. You know what I mean?
Well, who sent the ambassador to go on a walk? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So
who would
you were told at least that the ambassador liked to go walk on her own before that it was part of her routine to before she signed a final negotiation to kind of collect her thoughts, that she liked to be alone, and would go for a walk, by herself, just to kind of put her thoughts together. At least that's what you were told.
well, who would have told her this was like a safe area? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's kind of public knowledge. You can kind of search it on the Holonet.
I mean, yeah,
Um,
but you never know.
as you're talking in, AN would chime back and he's, "Oh, sir, I should add that apparently it seems that the resort actually offered tours through those caverns as one of their packages. Although the entrance from the grotto is not listed on the maps."
So maybe the
They sh-
resort
they-
is involved
they
in this
should-
somehow.
At least not the resort maps.
Whose maps did these belong to?
Well, I pulled maps from the Public Galactic Survey, but the maps for the resort don't seem to match. And he sends you a copy of the maps from the resort, and if you match them up with the maps that he has, which he says he pulls from the original survey of the planet, from the Galactic Survey team, that the lava tube that you're in, plus some of the other um, caverns and lava tubes, do not appear on the resort's map.
All right, Fiverr, can you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Overlay the two maps. Show us what tunnels. Narrow it down to what tunnels are not shown.
Very
On the
well.
map.
Sir. So you see them kind of overlay, and you see the cavern that you are in. Currently, the lava tube you're in does not show. The cavern that it empties out into does not show, and then a couple of adjoining caverns that are connected to it do not show.
So this was missing from the record, which means this is probably the back door entrance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my thoughts. So, well, get to that kind of spill out zone where we can figure out which way we want to travel, maybe figure out footprint, something like that.
Yeah, sure. How's your head?
Better.
Yeah, mine too.
And I think it's just this like, as they like are awkwardly in this very tight space, like in a single file line.
Okay. You continue forward and you come out into this cavern. And as you kind of get to the edge of the lava tube that goes out into this cavern, make anyone who so chooses make a perception roll with I'm gonna say it's gonna be 3 purple dice. However, everyone can add a boost die, a blue boost die. And if you haven't seen from our donations, and thank you very much for those who have donated, April, you got a
Thank you.
re-roll, and then
Yes,
there's a
thank
re-roll
you.
just in general for the players from another donation as well. So
I'm
very,
going
very
to
nice.
re-roll.
Yeah.
No, you were fine. You didn't have anything bothering you.
Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah. Well, that's better, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah,
less bad technically.
it's less bad. Um,
You're
So
standing
I will
behind me.
say-
I'm blocking a lot of your view. Okay. So
that what you do gather is that you hear voices, but they are somewhere much further away in the cave system. And you can't make out any actual like words or anything like that. Just you can hear the faint sound of voices. This cavern that the lava tube that you're in empties out into does not appear to. You're not hearing anything coming from this cavern, but somewhere further along, you definitely are hearing the sounds of voices. They're faint. They're a distance away, but they're there.
Can I augment my perception abilities?
You absolutely can. Yeah, make the appropriate roll with 2 dice,
Mm-hmm.
2 purple dice, and let's see what you get.
Could I
Can I-
also do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was planning on doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go for it.
I also augment my senses by
add-
taking another sip of my flask.
Yeah. Add a boost die, so a blue die to each of your rolls as well. You feel that kind of feeling that the force is stronger here is kind of bolstering what you're doing.
And how many purple was it?
2.
4 successes and 1 advantage.
Oh, very nice.
Much better than the 1 failure I got before.
Yeah.
I got
So you got 2 advantage. You Virk, you hear well, I'll say Kodo first. You kind of like you try and get a little bit more, you just don't quite latch on to anything quite solid. But you definitely do gain the sense that whatever you're hearing from the voices, you don't sense any hostility. Virk, you hear even though it's still quite far away, you can definitely make out the sound of laughter.
They're laughing. It seems to be a good time. Like I do the whole show of leaning onto the cavern wall and pressing my ear against it.
Okay.
And if anyone wants me to roll a deception for that, I will happily do so. They seem to be laughing about something. They don't seem to be hostile, for the record.
I think very similarly, like standing like in this like spillway area, like very close by. It's not like ear to the wall. It's like you can clearly see it's like he's gone quiet. He's like putting his ear out and like sniffing the air a little bit, and it's just like I'm not getting any type of a hostile vibe. Maybe it's maybe this is like a secret spot for workers too.
Yeah, maybe. Pull up the cross comparison map again. Let's see if that cavern that they might be in shows up.
It does not.
Okay, so this is one of the missing ones. That's not great.
Yeah.
This day has turned out to be the worst.
The main cavern that this dumps out into is fairly large. It's probably probably the size of 2 football fields across, and it kind of vaults up probably a good 20 feet. You can see various stalagmites and stalactites through the cavern. More of this kind of fluorescent moss and lichen is dotted around that kind of lights this particular area. But other than that, you don't see any other signs of people, at least readily in the area right now.
Okay.
Jovan thinks we should go check it out, but we should also be careful.
Who wants to lead the way?
Jovan
do
says
it.
not it.
I'll do it.
Okay. So you're going to try and find the source of the laughter. I take it.
Oh, I was just thinking I put myself like in harm's way in the front. I don't know that
Okay.
I do have I have a 1 in perception, so you know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can still hear, you can't make out that it's laughter, but you can still hear sounds that are obviously generated by sentient beings. So
All right, we'll try to go to where that's louder.
okay. So as you move through like another lava tube that kind of comes out of this cavern, and you kind of look at the map, what you very quickly discover is that it looks like, because you pass near one of those areas where it switches from those that show on the galactic survey and those that are kind of erased from this resort map. And it looks like someone has on this side where you are, it looks like someone has done work to kind of seal off this part of the caverns and make it look like the other side just sort of ends and just kind of separated this section of the caverns off from the other side. And it's very obviously someone put effort into doing that. It wasn't a natural occurrence.
Does it look openable?
Yeah, it looks like with a little bit of work, you could easily move it aside so that someone could pass through.
All right, I will attempt to move it physically.
Okay. Well, now you are like near this, but the cavern where you're hearing the sound continues kind of in another direction.
What do you all want to do? You want to explore this thing or follow the sound first?
We could do. Should we do both?
We could
Split up?
Split up, yeah.
How far away does this? Like, does it sound like we could get there quickly? Like, if
Yeah, probably now that where you're finding this, it probably it sounds closer. You can start to make out kind of more clear voice. Now you can't like make out exact words, but fairly close now. And I'm assuming you all have comlinks, so if you did want to, you could still communicate.
Sound
maybe-
people is what we should check out.
We should
Maybe
Okay.
they have things we could trade.
Toggle just starts walking in that direction.
Trade. Let's do it.
Business time.
Alec Guinness's voice. Don't split the party. This is a one shot. You'll never get through it all. You know,
That's why we have to split the party. We gotta get both
right.
sides done.
that's right.
So do you want to go toward the voices then, or?
Let's do the voices first if anyone,
Yeah.
Okay.
if no one else has objections, because this is sealed and we don't have to unseal it. until
Okay.
That's true.
So you as you draw closer, you definitely hear a conversation being carried out, and you start to hear occasionally the conversation will be broken with some laughter, but then also there's some shouting going on, but it doesn't sound like hostile, but it definitely sounds enthusiastic.
Does it almost kind of sound like, not necessarily like a speech, but like almost like a cheers, if you will?
Yeah, actually, it does sound almost speech-like.
Keep
Someone's
sneaking
having a good
closer.
time.
As you draw nearer, you kind of find yourselves coming to the edge of this lava tube, and this lava tube seems to be kind of higher than the floor of the cavern that it opens into. So you're looking over a particular area. And as you look over that area, you kind of see a group of people, probably maybe about 25 or 30 people. They all are various species, and they all seem to be wearing um, um, various uniforms from various parts of the resorts in the area. You see some people who look like maybe maintenance people. You see some people who look like maybe they work in the actual kind of like front desk hospitality section, and various other parts of that as well. One of them is sitting up at a table that is kind of raised up on a kind of stone outcropping that's kind of a little bit higher than the thing. And seated across is the ambassador. The woman who is kind of speaking currently is probably a middle-aged Togruta woman. And she is seated across, like I said, across from the ambassador. She has in her hand a large, long glass. And the ambassador, similarly, also has a very large, long glass. And she is kind of alternating giving this speech, looking out at the people that are kind of down below her in this area, the 25 or 30 people down there, and turning kind of from time to time to the ambassador. You kind of come in kind of obviously what seems to be the tail end of this speech. And as you kind of come into earshot where you can kind of really seriously make out what she's saying, she says, "So no more will we allow these things to go on. No more will we allow these lies to be told. No more will we allow those of us who toil day after day to be caught in the middle of what is going on. And we hope that you, Ambassador, can help us." And that's just as you kind of come in and catch this scene.
What in the force is happening?
Does the ambassador look under distress?
She does not
I
does
hold
not
up a
seem to be under
pro-union sign.
distress.
You know, I'm.
She seems
Yeah, she
fine.
doesn't seem to be in distress at all.
Does she look, I guess the easiest way to say is like captured? Like, is she like tied down in any way? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is
No,
she
she has
pinned anything?
completely full
Okay.
motion. She's sitting there. She's got this glass in her hand. You see her occasionally take a couple of drinks from the glass that appears to be filled with some sort of like bluish liquid that the woman across from her also seems to be drinking. She kind of is nodding and looking out between the woman who was speaking and the crowd, and doesn't seem to be worried or concerned. She seems to be kind of taking in the woman's words and kind of in thought, like deep in thought.
Go with the flow. I just take a seat and want to listen.
Okay.
Ambassador lady lied. Ambassador lady waste our time. Lots of time.
We should at
They
least
start
try to
to
put in. Oh, sorry.
they start to speak again, and what you are able to very quickly gather is that you have a group of obviously employees of the various resorts. It does sound like from their conversation that they did indeed nab the ambassador initially against her will. But they, from what you're hearing, it sounds like they did so out of fear of something else that they don't quite mention. You keep hearing them say, if they discovered us, they would kill us all. And they are concerned about something that's going on. Again, something that she probably previously mentioned before you got here, that is putting the lives of all of the people here at the resort in danger. And that they are appealing to the ambassador as their only hope for some sort of resolution that does not end with them all being killed, or it sounds like forced to toil away on something that is not on the up and up. And I think that while you ponder that, is probably a good time for us to take our break. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for those of you who have donated to this wonderful charity, Black Girls Code. We're going to go ahead and take a break for about 10 minutes or so and rehydrate, get some snacks, run to the restroom, do all those fun sorts of things. And so we are going to move into our break, and we will see you in a few minutes when we get back and pick up and find out what our motley crew here is going to do about this new revelation with the ambassador. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We going to pick up where we left off. Hopefully everybody got a chance to get some snacks and drinks and all that fun kind of stuff. And so where we left off, our crew had discovered the missing ambassador with a group of workers who seemed to be talking to the ambassador about imploring her to help them with something, we don't know what yet, that appears to be going on, that the workers of the local resorts appear to be very, very fearful of. And so that is where we will pick up as you all are kind of on this outcropping. You can see the ambassador down below. And I will say, you can see there's kind of a slope that comes off to one side that kind of goes down to the ground level from where you are on this kind of raised area, kind of overlooking this particular cavern. But as we do that, before we do that, I should say, if I could get all of you to make me a this is going to be a vigilance roll with two, no, actually I'm going to say only one purple die. Yeah.
You got it, pal.
Did it. It wasn't good, but I did it.
Good job, everyone.
Nice. So as you see, because you're of your raised vantage point, you can see this collective of workers in this cavern. And this cavern is much, much larger than that first cavern that you were in. The people that are kind of collected around watching the ambassador and the woman that she is speaking to, the closest one of them is probably maybe about 30 feet away from you. But beyond them, further off into the cavern, you pick up movement in the darkness. And let me see. Oh, it looks like somebody got 2 successes and a couple of threat. Looks like we got 2 there. So I will say the a couple of you got 2 successes. I'm going to say that you pick up out in the darkness what appear to be a couple of groups of what look like commando droids approaching this group that is around the ambassador. And they appear to have weapons drawn and at the ready.
Is anyone here an actual good fighter? Speak up now, forever holds your peace.
Yes, but I haven't had my massage yet, so I'm a little bit tight in the shoulders.
Jafan prefers to trade rather than fight. Jafan doesn't fight her.
Yeah, you see the
Toggle too.
duffel bag that has been over his shoulder finally hit the ground as he unzips it, brings out 2 light pistols on either side, a rifle, and like puts a vibroblade like in its slot, and is just like,
Should I borrow that? Can I borrow the vibra blade off of you?
hands the vibroblade over.
Thanks.
Wait. But do we have to fight? What if we just make it go in the other direction?
If you can manage that, do it.
They seem like when you're looking at them, they seem like they have a bead on these people and are about to draw down on them.
Okay, I'm gonna try to distract him, and then you guys come behind. Then
Okay.
Works for me.
Toggle's gonna grab a handful of mud from the ground and like splash it on his head, and just like mush up his hair, and like grab a branch and shove it in there.
Okay.
And
Okay.
kind of circles slowly around, and then as he kind of flanks the other side, just jumps through the bushes. It's like help! Help!
Okay. I am going to say that for something like that, I will allow you to either make make it or a skullduggery roll too, since you're trying to kind of pull the wool over their eyes. I'll allow that as well.
And what difficulty?
That is going to be against 2 purple die.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna roll deception.
Okay.
That is 1 success and 1 advantage.
Oh, very nice.
Can I dictate my advantage?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
I want to use that advantage to like fully distract. Like they will not hear that my team sneaking up behind them.
Okay. Yeah, I think what we'll say there in that case, since this is before combat, what I will say is that they will be drawn in your direction, and they are. I'm going to go ahead and say that everyone in their first round will get a boost die. Um, uh, and so they do turn in your direction, and they prepare to open fire.
The center's that way. The center's that way.
Yeah, they seem to be focusing in your direction. They're like, they don't know what you are quite, but they're like, we're gonna shoot at this thing. And so you've definitely gotten their attention. And so at that point, we're going to go ahead and roll initiative. So you have the option when you roll initiative, you can roll a cool roll, or you can roll a vigilance roll. Um, I'm gonna let you choose either in this case, and it's what's called a simple roll, so you're not adding any purple dice to it. So you're just gonna roll your straight cool or vigilance without anything added to it.
Nice toggle.
Toggle.
Yeah.
Right now, and is like full knows what's going on. One of the few
Yeah. That's killing it. That's killing it.
Ask me to roll cool.
I'm the coolest Ewok this side of Endor.
There are 2 groups of these droids. And so I am going to roll for them. The 2 groups of droids. Make a couple of rolls.
Oh no.
And let's see here. Okay. So the way this is going to work is quite obviously, let's see, it's going to go.
It's because you used online dice. They were going to side with the droids no matter
Oh,
what.
absolutely. They're like, yeah.
If you would have
we're
rolled
part of-
organically on a table, it would have been
right. They would have been like, yeah. They're like, no, we're siding with our computerized brethren. So the way this is going to shake out, looking at the way these results come out, the PCs and the way this works is even though you roll individually, what we just have are PC slots and then NPC slots. And so you can choose amongst yourselves who takes the PC slots. It doesn't necessarily, even though Toggle rolled the best, Toggle does not have to be the first to go. It's up to you as a party to decide that. So you are definitely going to go first. Then it's going to go to one of the groups of droids. Then you'll have a couple of more moves, and then the droids will go again. And then your last couple will go. So you guys have the first move.
I think
whoever you want to decide to go.
I think I would charge and put my body between me and the Ewok. That's probably like his first move.
Well, so-
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Since we've worked together, I'm just
Mhm.
gonna throw this out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know Toggle is very stealthy.
Mhm.
Ewoks get a bonus to stealth. So if you want to, like,
Mhm.
Toggle's plan is going to be to run and hide in a bush.
Okay. Well, I would still
Now-
charge at the ones that point their gun at you, whether I
Yeah.
can get between you or not. Yeah, I think that's
And
probably
now-
my first move.
The movement in this game is very kind of freeform. It's not exact. You are easily able to, depending on what you want to do. Do you want to attack with a ranged weapon or a melee weapon?
I have my fists and brass knuckles. That's pretty much it. So
Okay, awesome.
I'm a martial
Uh,
artists. Yeah.
So
just
yeah, you are
going
able
for it.
to
Punch
you
the
are able to
robots.
move up if you want to this group and make an attack if that's is what you would like to do.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
All right, so go ahead and make a roll. And you're
Melee
going
light?
to melee light, and it's
Melee
going
light.
to be
Melee.
because you're going into combat with them, you're going to be in melee, so you're going to be making 2 purple dice.
Okay. Punch, punch.
Let's see here.
That's so good.
That's
That's
spectacular.
so good.
That is spectacular.
He's very pro-union. He does not
Yeah.
want to break up this meeting.
yeah.
Good
Apparently.
gravy. That is 1 triumph and 5 successes with 1
Yeah.
threat.
One threat.
Yeah.
No failures, though.
And
If
no
any of these were a spa droid, I would have pulled my punch. But
that's
no.
spectacular. So you just slam into them, and do you have any sort of special abilities based on your punches, or any talents or anything?
Disorient 3, I believe, is the only thing that comes with my brass knuckles.
So you can certainly spend you have a couple of options here with what you've got. You can certainly spend to disorient, or you can choose to trigger a critical because you got that triumph in there.
Oh, I'm criticaling. Oh yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So what you're gonna do is go ahead and roll that the one below the purple die. That's a D100, and you're gonna roll on the old critical hit chart. And we will see
67.
67. That is a pummeling of these poor droids. And so what is the base damage of your brass knuckle?
Base damage is +1.
So it'd be your brawn +1 would be the
so
total
5.
base damage. So 5, and then you're going to count the number of successes that you got, including the triumph also counts as a success. And add that to that roll, right?
6.
Which is a crushing blow. And so on the critical hit, let's see what you got with that 67. You got, look at my critical hit chart here.
Apple Care.
67. Ouch.
This is your anime mode.
Right?
That's right.
Right? It's like, ouch. Hold on. Let me find. I was looking at the critical hits for vehicles, which, man, you almost could have hurt a vehicle with that punch. It was like,
yeah, fists are, the elegant weapon, unlike a lightsaber, which is, a violent for a less elegant time.
There you go.
Whatever that quote is.
So you slam into them with a 67. That is going to. Oh, well. So you are facing off against a group of about 6 of these droids kind of in this grouping. That strike will actually take out, you just kind of string into them. And so this is what is known in Genesis as a minion group. And that particular strike that you made and the critical hit on top of it, you just took out 3 of them.
Cool. So I tear off the head of one, use it to beat the other 2. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I want to ruin my
everyone
knuckles,
sees this Gamorrean just fly into this group of droids and just start ripping parts off and bashing.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned what I was wearing. I'm not wearing a Jedi robe. I'm wearing a robe from the suite that we were in. So it's terry cloth. I was getting comfortable. I thought we had a minute.
Slippers? Like little slippers?
Yeah. So that's why I was able to get so close before they could counterattack.
It's like fully the
Spectacular.
branded robe with like the resort's information.
Little
on it.
That's
symbol
right.
on it. Like,
That's
okay,
right.
here we go.
They're gonna like want those back.
They
Hey,
never
hey,
actually want them back. It's in the room fee.
I've traveled a lot of different places in this galaxy. They've never needed it back.
So
This was
the this group of droids is just completely startled. So they are going to take a shot at you. Do you have any defense?
I have a terry cloth robe.
Yeah.
I have a wound threshold. No, I'm just big.
Just yeah, okay, yeah. So they are going to be shooting at you.
Come at
That's
me.
going to be,
Come at me,
but they
bro.
you are engaged with them, so that's going to add. And I am going to say that that's going to add that because you just tore through a huge chunk of them. Oh no, hold on, I lied. I need to change this die because the way minion groups work in this system is that the more of them you take out. Oh, we just hit
Yeah.
1,500. Thank you, everyone, for donations. So awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. We set out with a goal of 1,000, and we raised that goal, and we just hit 1,500. Thank you to everyone who's donated across all of our streams. This is spectacular. Yeah. So the way this works is that they actually, as you take out minions in the group, they actually collectively get weaker. So let's see with all that you kind of laid on them if they can do anything to you. Oh wow, they actually do get a hit on you. It's not a very powerful hit at all by any stretch of the imagination. So the base damage of their weapon plus the one success that they got, you are going to take it would be 6 wounds, but you would subtract your soak from that from either any armor or brawn that you might have. What's your brawn?
4.
4. So let me just double check one thing since you're not wearing armor. Since your armored robe is your only armor.
Do you love the reality that we were in the room for like 5 minutes and you fully were like, I'm out. We're not going to the spa. This sucks. Like,
We have an expense account here, so you know we
The
are
mini bar is
spending it.
also already empty. It's in his bag.
somehow.
In the
Right?
time between the droid firing and me getting hit, I'm already like calculating. Okay, I'm gonna get a mud bath to take care of this wound. All right, what else?
Just
Actually,
the chillest bounty hunter ever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Well, that's someone.
yeah. Crime bosses, you know, I mean, just meet them in a public place. They always love to pretend like they have a lot of money and they don't care about how much money you spend. If you meet them privately, they will kill you. But in public,
Right?
you know,
Yeah, true.
it's the easiest thing to navigate.
True.
Let me just check one thing just to be sure, so I don't
That's why Java made his own
burn you down.
palace so that you couldn't meet him in public. You had to go to his place.
Yeah. He's tricky. I have a cousin there, takes care of a rancor. Yeah.
Well,
Be more of a pet sitter, really. You know?
he's a a laid back kind of fella.
great. I love
Cuddly bear.
that.
So it is your full brawn rating. So it would be your full brawn rating would be subtracted from that. So you would take
2.
You would take 2 points. Yep, to your
Okay, and
wounds.
that's for my wound threshold, which is like hit points, right? Okay.
Yep, correct. Yes, correct.
All right.
And they got 2 advantage. So they are going to in a tactical move, they are going to try and since they seem to be currently drawing your attention, they are going to feed that to try and draw more attention and give a boost die to their ally when they will go next. But then it will shift back to a PC slot. So whoever amongst you who has not already gone can choose to go.
I could go. People
Okay.
want.
Go for it. Also,
Uh,
remember, we have the blue die. You all get a bonus dice.
Yeah, you all get a bonus
On
blue
your
die
turn.
for this roll.
Um,
What would you like to do?
I was gonna say I think Kodo is running behind both the pistols in hand. And like as you punch, I think it's like the dive to the side and starts firing at the second group. And I would like to use one of my talents, which is hamstring shot.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I can lock them down so they can't move
Absolutely.
closer.
Yeah.
I have to remember what that does. What do I have to do? I just roll normal for that?
Yeah, you're just gonna roll normal.
Okay.
You're gonna go ahead and trigger the hamstring shot for this. Um, yeah, and then that will potentially cause them to lose their maneuver depending on how well you roll.
Gotcha. And then
So
what difficulty?
you're just firing at them, so you're gonna throw in 2 purple die.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you got 1 success, which means you in total you hit them,
Mhm.
and you will then take your base damage and that 1 success.
Okay. So I got on those. It's 5, so it'd be 6, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, 6, which then I will then apply to their soak here. And that is enough to take out no, well, not quite enough. Almost. So they're still up, but you can definitely see that you definitely dinged one of them. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, because a hamstring shot, I only do half damage.
Oh, okay.
And then,
So
but
you'll do
they're immobile until it's next. Like
right.
targets
So they
immobile.
they
Yeah.
won't be able to do a maneuver, so they'll be stuck where they are.
Yeah.
They'll just be able to fire at range, but they can't maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. So then it'll bring up another PC slot. So who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
Toggle's gonna dive for the bushes and hide
Okay.
very bravely. You're doing a great job, everyone.
Awesome. So go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Okay.
With let's say it's going to be 3 purple die in this instance.
Oh, I'm gonna use my reroll.
Go for it.
That was not. That was horrible.
That was horrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Much better.
That's better. Hey,
Much better than the previous. So yeah, you kind of dive in behind kind of some little mossy lichen bush like looking things and hide away.
And if possible, it's gonna start kind of belly crawling towards the people, kind of to warn them. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can kind of see because they've heard the blaster shots. You can kind of see people over in that section kind of starting to duck for cover with blaster bolts kind of flying around that the droids have been firing. So that will bring back up one of the droid slots. So this other group of droids is going to scan the area and kind of survey who they can see. And they see their fellows engaged with a Gamorrean in a bathrobe. So they're going to turn and fire at the purveyor of the hamstring shot, and so they'll take a shot in your direction. Let's see what we get here with what they've got. You.
I'm just an innocent little boy. Don't hit me.
That,
I didn't do anything with a gun. You saw nothing.
and they roll. Oh, and they get a strike on you. But they also get some threat, interestingly enough. So that is going to be with the weapons they are using. 11, from which you will subtract your soak. So that'll be your brawn plus any armor you might have.
So I have defense 1.
Oh, you have defense. Well, wait a minute. Hold
Yeah.
on. How much is your defense?
1.
1? Okay. So hold on. Let me add this to the roll and see how that shakes out. So that just adds another threat. So it's still the same hit on you, but now they've got a little bit more threat to contend with. So
Soak is because I have armor that gives me 1 to my soak, so it'd be
1, and then you would add in what's your bronze score?
2, so 3.
2, so 3 total soak.
Okay.
So you will take what I say, 11.
Yeah.
So you would take, you'll take 8.
8 wound.
Yes.
I'm not looking the hottest all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's an ouchie. And they that's all they've got to do. So it goes back to the last 2 PC slots.
Looking at the melee, I think they've got it mostly in hand. So I'm gonna take a look at Kodo, and as
Okay.
I take the vibro sword from him, I'm gonna pat him on the back.
It's just
Just a knife, the
Yeah.
vibro knife, the teeny tiny knife,
Yeah.
from his little holster. I pat him on the back, and I'm gonna hold on for like a split second,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna heal him with the force.
All right. So you are going to try a heal. So the difficulty is going to be 1 purple dice. So roll your force roll with that purple die. Don't forget you got that boost
Boost.
die as well.
3 successes, 2 advantages.
Spectacular. So what that will do is that will heal each success is going to heal a wound. So you will instead of having 8, you'll now only have 5 currently. And for that that particular usage of the force, then it is going to cost you 2 strain.
Can I use the
but yeah, you can in this particular case. Yes.
Yeah,
To cancel that out. Yes.
Got it. Done.
I allow that. So you did some healing, and then you've got 1 more PC slot.
I also fully wanted to I think it's you do the hand thing, and it's just like as he heals, he goes, "Knew it," under his under that helmet. It's like clearly blood is dripping out under his helmet.
Yeah,
like it's not looking good still.
Right? So Jofan, what do you want to do as you're the last left to go? Do you want to just try and seek cover, or?
Yeah, Jafar wants to run and hide, but before he actually hides, he's actually going to pull out his holdout blaster and fire off a shot or 2.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Take a shot, and that's going to be 2 purple dice. Don't forget to add your 1 boost die that you've got this round.
Perfect.
Very nice. So you hit. You get 1 extra success. That's going to be enough to bring down another one of the droids with the damage they've sustained so far. And then you've got 2 advantage. So you have the opportunity here with that advantage to pass one of those a boost die to anyone else that you want to select in the group.
Yeah, so I'll pass along a boost die to Nylarth.
Okay.
I forgot to use my boost die the last time, and I still rolled that kick-ass thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you did. Holy cow. That was a crushing blow. All right, so it is going to swing back around to the top of the order. And so it's back to the top of the order, which is another one of your slots. So
How many are still standing?
you've got now currently the one group of 6 that's a little dinged up but still there, and then that other group that is locked in melee with a robed Gamorrean only has 2 left.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Taking-
commando unit of droids with a Gamorrean going commando.
Yeah.
Deeply concerning that you said it like that. You could have chosen any other way. There's gonna be the cavern is suddenly filled with this golden light,
Yeah.
and the characteristic snap hiss of a lightsaber springing into action.
Nice.
As a double-bladed saber staff comes out of
Very
Rick's
nice.
fist. And
Awesome.
I'm gonna attack the group of 6.
All right. Swing away. You're gonna have 2 difficulty dice. As you do that, and as you ignite your lightsaber, you will also, in this particular case, because of you feel that flow of the force as you kind of trigger that, and so you're gonna also add another boost die to this roll as well.
So 1 boost die total, right?
Yep.
Okay. 3 successes.
3
a threat.
successes and a threat. So you swing into this group and kind of slash through them. The beautiful thing about lightsabers is that lightsabers, so some weapons will have the pierce quality. And the pierce quality, basically each, it has a numeric value, and each numeric value that the pierce quality has reduces the soak of an opponent. So if you have Pierce 2, you're eliminating 2 points of soak. Lightsabers have the breach quality, and the breach quality essentially counts as 10 points of piercing. So any soak that these droids would have had, they do not. And you swing into them, and with that particular roll and the fact that they don't have any soak, you will eliminate 3 of them.
I think for the threat, if I may.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a split second, anyone who looks at him realizes that he doesn't look like a Zabrak anymore before the effect turns right back on.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So that brings back up the poor grouping of 2 droids that are going to see if they can do anything against our robed Gamorrean. I don't know. Oh, and because they're engaged with him, that's going to be that. Let's see. Wow. And 3 threat. So they do hit you for a total of 7. So you'll subtract your soak from that.
Another 3. So I have 5 wounds.
Okay. And then they get 3 threat, which is going to, I'm going to say that's going to, you know what I'm actually going to say? I am going to say, because this is Star Wars, and because they are droids, and that sort of thing happens in Star Wars. One of their shots, as they are trying to shoot at you, goes wild and hits one of the other droids in the other group. Because that happens with droids in Star Wars. So, yeah. And that is them. So it goes back to you. Who would like to go next? You want to smash some more?
I'm in no hurry.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Punch 'em up.
All right, I'll
right.
take my shot.
Go for it. So, 2 purple dice.
2 purple
And
dice.
yeah.
1 blue, right?
Yes. Yeah, add that in there. Oh, yes, very nice. Not as a crushing blow as before, but because of the condition that these droids are in through battling, you are able to take out the last two in that particular group that you were engaged with. So those two go down, and so there are only two remaining in the last group after one more got taken out by their fellow. So it is another PC slot. So
Y'all want me to go try to shoot again?
ahead.
I think it's you see like the like after he gets healed, I think you all see him finally grab the helmet, take it off, and ironically, I'm not exaggerating, this was already written down, a dark blue Navekian pulls off his helmet. You see like there's blood from the nose, like he has scars all over his face, slams the helmet down, pulls the blaster off of his back and just starts firing at the other droid set.
Yeah. Fire
yeah.
away. It's going to be 2 purple dice.
Gotcha.
And add in a boost die on this as well.
Okay. Gotcha. Heavy. Sir? And you said 2 purple and a boost.
Yep.
Boop.
Oh yes. You very easily with that particular roll, because of the condition of the droids currently, are able to take out the final 2 in that last group. They go down in a kind of short-circuiting heap, and there are no more commando droids. The cavern sort of returns to silence, although you hear kind of murmurings coming from the people who were in the meeting, who are kind of hiding behind various rocks and outcroppings and things like that. You kind of hear them kind of murmuring amongst themselves now that things have settled down.
I think if it's okay, as the murmuring happens, Toggle just like pops up from the underbrush in front of them. Hello, my name is Toggle, and we are here to help.
Oh. A couple of them kind of like, whoa, okay. Kind of step
Just
back.
Covered in mud and dirty, just like the dirtiest little teddy bear.
They're like, they're just kind of looking you over, trying to figure out what they're facing. They're like, okay.
I offer you an egg in peace. And he'll hold up.
You actually lift up the egg kind of above you, and one of the people kind of looks over, and it's actually a Twi'lek woman who kind of reaches over. She's got bluish skin, and she just kind of takes the egg and kind of just pops it in her mouth and starts chewing. No, not bad.
Here to help. And
Not
I'll
bad.
gesture to all of the friends again.
You notice the Twi'lek woman who grabbed the egg and kind of popped it in her mouth appears to be wearing what looks like a culinary uniform. It looks like she probably works in the kitchens of one of these resorts. As you're kind of doing that, the ambassador kind of stands up from behind an outcropping, and she goes, she looks you over and she's all, well, thank you. I am glad you were here. I'm Ambassador Shars Vaughn. And you are?
Hello, my name is Toggle Tidwell. I am here to make... Actually, I would like to talk to you, the head chef, if that is okay. I would like to make a deal with eggs. But actually, we were called here, and my friends and I, and directs again to the friends, the full group, one bleeding profusely, to help the ambassador? We were told you were kidnapped.
Yeah, well, yes, sort of, but she's all, come please allow me to explain what's going on here, if I fully understand it myself. Um, um, he looks a little worse for wear. Is he all right? Uh, seemed like you took a few shots there, young man.
I think like I feel like he's kind of standing up, putting the guns away, picks up the helmet, looks down, sees like a like just like blood on himself. I don't know. It's another day, so it's fine.
Ah, yes. And what you see before you, the ambassador, is a very tall human woman. She's actually um, quite tall. Um, I would say anyone who wishes can actually make a perception roll at um I'm gonna say two dice, two purple dice.
Nope.
Whoop.
Anyone succeeding in the roll with at least one success will pick up that very subtly you can see uh woven into her clothing and her jewelry, um, that she's a Mandalorian. Her her uh, she stands, like I said, she's a tall woman, but she's probably about 6'2", 6'3", and she's probably looks to be perhaps in her maybe early 40s. She's got blonde hair and very kind of piercing, kind of ice blue eyes. And she looks you over and she says, I was brought here to negotiate a peace between two warring moons, but it seems that I have stumbled upon a little something more sinister here. It turns out that the um, consortium that owns the resorts on this world were actually the ones behind the fighting and the manipulation of the trade routes. They were they were actually, even though they publicly were trying to stop the war, claim to stop the war, it actually benefited them in that the fighting was drawing attention away from some nefarious activities that the employees of this establishment got wind of. The owners of this resort, the consortium that runs the place, is actually engaged, it seems, in some smuggling operations with the Black Sun. And the war was a part of keeping this operation hidden, uh, as they were in the process of smuggling some goods um, under the cover of the fighting over the trade routes, using the um, employees here as unwitting pawns initially, until some of them discovered actually what was going on. And when I arrived to help negotiate the peace, they saw an opportunity to uh, put more eyes on the nefarious dealings that were going on here.
put too fine, uh, not put too fine a point on this. Like, keeping mind of his voice suddenly. Uh, isn't your like disappearance making the situation worse? Because you could have negotiated peace, and suddenly there's no war to cover up these crimes with, right? But now the war is going to continue on, and they're in fact fighting over you and your disappearance right now.
Yes, I think the um the people feared that the problem is that the final shipment of this smuggling operation was time sensitive. They were smuggling out something that could be, well, let's just say some weapons that could be used to cause destruction on a continental scale. And they feared those weapons escaping under the cover because with the nearing of the peace treaty, the smuggling operation feared that they wouldn't be able to, or that they would be able to get those weapons out during the treaty signing. But now, of course, that the scrutiny of my disappearance has been placed on things, they are afraid to move these weapons. And
Jovan,
we
who's
might, the Black Sun, and we might just be able to catch them before they are able to get it off world if we are quick.
so Jovan, who's about half her size, basically goes up to her and kind of sort of tugs her clothing a bit,
Kind of
just
looks
trying to grab her
down.
attention.
Yes.
What we do about bad people. Bad people hurt people. Good people.
Yes.
We hurt
Well,
bad people.
I would certainly like to see them not get this weapon off world. If we're quick, we might be able to shut down them being able to escape.
Do we know who's involved? Is
Well,
like Mari involved?
no, but we do know that the head of the resort is involved, and that the weapons are being held in a hangar not too far from here near the resort. And if we can somehow shut down that hangar, keep them from being able to open the primary blast doors and flying out of there, then we can at least stop that weapon from getting out into the world, and I can talk to the leaders of the other two delegations and show them that they've been played by this smuggling operation and finally bring about an end to all this fighting.
Do you
So
know
we
what
need
type
to-
of?
Go ahead. No, please, my
I
friend.
was.
you go.
Do you know what type
I know
of
the blood loss is hard.
blast door they got?
I mean, the some of the people, and she points to some of the people you see in the group who are in maintenance uniform. She's all, they have all the specifications.
Wait, did they? If they have uniforms, can we just have them? Can we borrow their uniforms?
I mean, I would suspect that would be doable. Yes.
If they're so, we need to infiltrate the Black Suns and get something, correct?
Well, I think the main thing is to keep them from getting that weapon off world.
What?
They're
what do you
in
think
a.
how to- Does anyone
Yes?
have codes? I think we could get codes. We could get in there very easily.
Well, okay.
Jovan best hacker. Jovan hack easily.
Well, not just that. DM, I would like to make
Yeah.
a knowledge check
Yes.
on code words for the Black Suns,
Sure.
so we could smuggle in
Yeah. Make a roll. I will say with 3 purple.
knowledge. Okay. Because it's 3 purple dice, it's 3 difficulty, correct?
Yes.
I have an ability called bot knowledge, so I will give you 150 credits. You just give me that information, and I don't have to do anything for it.
Yeah,
'Cause
actually, I
I'm
will
an
say,
entrepreneur. Eggs
I
rule
will-
the
solve that
world.
problem.
I will
Eggs
actually
rule the
say
world.
that as you are speaking about that, one of the maintenance people will kind of lean over and say, "Psst, hey," and kind of, do this sort of gesture. Yeah,
His friend.
absolutely. And so by giving the $150, it allows you to do what now, or the 150 credits?
So what it's called is the ability is called bot knowledge.
Yep.
Bot info. Instead of making a knowledge check, you may take a bot info action, spend credits equal to 50 times the difficulty of the check to pass with one. So I get a one
Yeah.
success.
So actually, you will get the information from one of the maintenance people in exchange for the credits that they overheard some of their pass
Just 3
phrases.
eggs. Each egg is 50 credits. I'm just
Okay. Okay.
there's
They're
a
like,
look, Tipiak eggs are very rare. It's like quail eggs here. Like there's a
the
markup.
the maintenance person is like looks at the eggs with like kind of a strange face, and then the Twilight woman in the culinary uniform kind of just elbows him in the ribs. She's like, tell her, give me the eggs. And so they give you a couple of the pass phrases, and they're like, yeah, if you can get in past their guards, and you can get, and they kind of give you kind of a layout, and you can get to this console, you can shut down, if you can hack in, you can disable the doors and shut down their ability to leave.
Would it
One-
be
I can
possible to roll a skullduggery to see if there's like a way to also break the doors, so there's no way to, like, if we hack it, somebody else can just hack it back open, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you what's your skullduggery? How many ranks do you have?
I have one in
Yeah.
skullduggery.
I will say that even at that, you would know, because you kind of had time on the ship, that Jothon is skilled enough at slicing that that Jothon would be able to, if they were able to get to the console, should be able to not only hack in, but basically short the console out so
Oh,
that
okay,
they
cool.
can't be opened again.
Cool.
You said that the head of this resort is directly involved, right?
Yes.
Can you pull her up on a? Do you have a hollow image of her?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Uh-huh. They pull her up. Yep.
None of you say a damn word. And just as he says that, he straightens out like the jacket that she's wearing, and the same image appears upon his face. He looks exactly the same as the hollow image.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
This works well. Okay, you're in charge. 2 of us could be prisoners. The rest of you could be guards. And we just walk in. We
I'm
have
down to
code.
be-
We have person.
Excellent.
I'm down to be a guard. I've crossed paths with the Suns before, and wow, I kind of play for every team, so
So do this for me, and you can choose who wants to make these rolls. I am going to call for, and you can choose who wants to roll if people want to aid. Collectively, based on the plan that you've kind of put together, I'm going to need a skullduggery roll, and then a computer roll or a slicing roll to hack the console, and then a deception roll.
I will roll that
Um,
deception.
Okay.
Well, what's your rank in deception?
It's 2, but when I convey a false appearance, I upgrade a deception check, so it'll count
Okay.
as 3 yellow dice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really
If there is
good.
a black, I get rid of blacks on deception.
Okay, so I will say that if you want to assist in
Yes, I will
this,
do that.
then what we'll do is we will have you eliminate any black rolls, any black dice, you will make your deception roll. Then I just need someone to make a skullduggery and a computer roll. So I'm assuming Jofan will probably do, since that's what Jofan does.
Yep.
And then we just need a skullduggery roll.
I can do
from someone.
skullduggery because I have a
Yeah.
+1 to it.
Yeah, and if you Lex want to contribute to that
No, I'm
as an
good.
assist, okay, yeah.
I am kind of curious. April, you have a high deception. I've eaten a lot of your eggs. Like that's not.
They're all bad.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not.
why
I'm not.
That's why you get sandwiches. They're cut, egg cuts.
So
all
go
right.
ahead and give me those rolls with 2 purple dice and 1 blue dice added in for each of those rolls.
Okay, and one question. So I have bypass security, which is remove a black per rank of
Yep.
bypass security. So how can I use that in this situation?
So yes, there would have been once you got to the point of the console itself and shorting it out, there would have been, but those will be eliminated then as part of this. So make these rolls, and then you're going to make one more roll to shut it down, but then there won't be any black dice involved in that.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me those rolls, and we'll see. Oh my gosh, look at this. Holy smokes. Yeah. So you are all easily able to form a deception where you act like the head of the resort with guards, able to use the passphrases that you learned, get past the guards very easily, get to the console, and steal the doors. You are able to seal the doors, and then all I will need is one final roll to shut them down to make sure they can't be reopened from Jofan. So we will remove the black dice that would be there, 2 purple dice, and also give me 1 blue dice on that roll as well. So just the same roll you made before.
Perfect.
And yeah, another knocking out of the park, another triumph on top of it. You knock it out of the park. So you're able to shut down that and seal these doors. The ambassador is able to call her guard, and between her guard and the group of you are able to take the Black Sun into custody. And the ambassador is then free to continue on to her negotiations, letting the 2 the 2 moons know that they were being played, and that the also able to arrest the head of the resort. Her guards are able to arrest her, and the Toggle is approached by the Twilight Woman. She's also kind of deal can we make about these eggs, and so
Toggle pulls a contract out of his little vest. Oh, he was wearing a little vest this whole time with like a pocket watch, a little bowler hat. He pulls his contract out of the vest pocket.
Nice.
Or Javon also being a haggler, Javon also wants to participate in haggling.
Oh, absolutely.
Javon pulls out another contract.
With all that you've done here, you are easily able to negotiate a very favorable contract for bringing in eggs to the locale, and set up a nice new trade route. You are all able to get a very nice set of comp vouchers for the resort. And so our Gamorrean friend is easily able to get massages and manicures and pedicures and the whole 9 yards out of
while
all
Norden
of that.
is still in disguise, I think we should have our mini bars restocked and sort of take advantage of that. I think that's
only fair.
That's still light side stuff, right?
You
That's
actually
that's not dark side.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I mean you actually are able to get signed off on some extra amenities and things like that. You're able to get the mud bath upgraded and all those sorts of things.
And you know what? Like we sign like a tip of like 200% on everything that we take advantage of.
Oh
'cause,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely. I mean, it's
these
on
workers, they're the real heroes, right?
it's on the Galactic Senate's tab, so why not? You leave a massive tip
Oh,
for the
I
workers.
did not come with a suitcase. I have a suitcase now, and it's full of robes.
You're just
Ro-
going to every door that's open and taking their robe.
Take your robes,
yeah.
robes and nice plushy towels. Like it's
Mhm.
like,
Oh, and the
oh
little soaps.
yes,
Don't forget the little soaps. You gotta take those too.
Mhm.
oh yeah.
They come
You gotta
to
get the
like,
little
room
soaps.
service, and you're like, I'm sorry, I never got a robe. Actually,
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
it."
Yeah.
Like-
And also one of the massage droids. I think I'd take with me as
Yeah.
well.
All these extra special VIP guests will need every single amenity possible.
It's like the end of Beverly Hills Cop. You know, you're like signing robes out to all the employees. Here,
That's
you
right.
want a robe? You want a robe?
That's right.
so good.
There are robes everywhere. So you successfully find the senator, stop a very dangerous weapon from being taken off the planet. And therein we will round this thing up to bring it to a close and bring in everybody's outros. Thank you to everyone who donated across this weekend. Phenomenal that we were able to raise this money for this wonderful, awesome charity because we need a lot more representation in STEM and in many other places as well, particularly not only from Black femmes, but from BIPOC femmes across the board. We need more representation as much as we can get. In all levels of STEM industry and everywhere else. So thank you, everyone, for your donations this weekend. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to go around and have everybody tell you who they are and anything you might be doing or working on and where people can find you. So we will start with J2 Rudo.
Yep. So hi, my name is J2 Rudo. Again, I played Jafan, the Squeeb Slicer, who's from Score 2. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for having me. It overall was a pretty fun time. You can find me anywhere on the internet at J2 Ruto. That's J2RUTO. And basically type it in, find me anywhere. I stream live on my Twitch channel several days a week, and also try to hang out a bit in terms of in the voiceover and acting world, putting out projects there. So I do have another one shot that's coming down the pipeline in a couple of weeks. We're raising money for that cause also. So if you like to keep tabs of me, make sure you follow the social media, and that way you can know where I will be at for that one shot that is raising money for another charity cause in which I'm supporting. So thank you again so much again for having me, and thank you for watching.
Awesome. April.
Hi, I am April. She, they, April Break on the internet. I play Toggle, the little Ewok colonist. You can find me all over the internet as April Raygun. I do a lot of things. Wednesdays, I forgot what I do on Wednesdays. There's a show, I'm sure. For Thursday, I don't know what I do. Saturdays on Ampistrados. And we also have the new SS Amazing Adventures of SS Bad Ship has just come out. The podcast I'm on. North by Northwest is about to do some more stuff, so look for that. We got Games for Change in 2 weeks. We're going to have way more charity events and me being chaotic and not knowing what I do. So come follow me and figure that out for me.
Awesome. Alex.
Hey everybody, I've been Alex. I publish and perform as Lex Wilson which is a long story involving SAG and Barney the Purple Dinosaur. I don't have much to promote. I know I'm doing a long running series of Old Gods of Appalachia starting I think 2 weeks from Wednesday with Lantern Light Adventures. That'll be like every Wednesday for the next 13 weeks. And otherwise, just check out Black Girls Code. Learn more about that. It's a really cool organization. They've partnered with NASA in the past. It's just a really cool organization. And thank you for supporting it. And thank you for including me.
Excellent. Awesome. Mr. Adam.
Hi, I'm Mr. Adup, otherwise known as Adam Teal. You can find me on the internet under the name Mr. Adup. That's MRADDUP. I am a cosplayer, an aspiring voice actor, a TTRPG creator. I got a lot of hats, if I'm being honest. You can find me pretty soon over on Tales Archived. I'll be joining a fun little pirate. And yeah, I'm starting to spread back out across the internet. Look for my cosplays on Instagram. I'm doing some new big stuff. And yeah, I also agree. Go look into Black Girls Code more and look into that.
Excellent. Nordine, what do you got for us?
Hey, my name is Nudie Ligadir. My pronouns are he, him, and you can see me online at Werewolf Feels. I got a ton of things. I'm over on the Atom List, a Starfinder podcast, also a live play if you're interested in that. The newest thing that I'm a part of is My First Dungeon's Wild Sea season. We got one episode in the can already. It's up on whatever your favorite podcatcher is, and it's super cool. And there's plenty more things on the horizon. I also write and design for tabletop games, but you can find more about that on social media.
Yes, awesome. And I am Stefan he him. I was your GM tonight for this little adventure. Hope everybody watching had fun. Hope everybody here had fun. It's a great time, and those who follow me on the various social medias know that I am a historian who deals with pop culture, particularly film and TTRPGs, but also I deal with the histories of marginalized groups throughout time. I have been playing TTRPGs since 1977, and I wrote a master's thesis on race and gender in early TTRPGs. And events like this really, really warm my heart because for a very, very long time, there were not a lot of biopic faces in TTRPG spaces. And it's events like this that show that we belong in spaces that a lot of people try and gatekeep us out of, be it TTRPG spaces, be it sci-fi, be it some of the horrible things that have gone on with the Star Wars franchise about black stormtroopers and on and on and on, and we know all of these horrid things. And so experiences like this and events like this are very, very validating, I think, and demonstrate that we belong in these spaces. And it's so amazing to be able to raise money for another organization that raises money in another arena that Biopic are very much gate kept out of through a number of mechanisms. And so thank you all so much from the bottom of all of our hearts for being here, for coming out, for donating. And even if you were unable to donate, just being able to support events like this and show people that we want more of this, that we want to see more biopic faces in our streams and playing all sorts of games across the gamut. Even just doing that is important. So thank you all so much from every one of us here. Please follow all of these lovely people on social, see what they're up to, see what they're doing, support the projects that they're in, support the things that they're writing or working on or assisting, because every little bit matters. Representation matters, and you supporting that representation is so super important, especially at time like this when we have so many things going on in the world and so much ugliness going on in the world and awful things. Supporting people of color is, I think, super, super meaningful. So thank you all so very much. And thank you for watching, supporting all the other streams this weekend. We're kind of the tail end of this thing. Again, a huge, huge thank you to Obsidian Brews, to Fluffy Goomba, to Telltale, everyone who had any hand in this at any level. Thank you all so very much. And we will see you.